But we start, with the Ashes. Second test at Lord's just a day away. England training this morning. Go into the test with a 1-0 lead after that stunning win in Cardiff. There for us this morning is Tim Abraham. Tim.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. England dodging the showers this morning, but net practice is underway. There's just been some light drizzle around this morning. Really difficult for the head groundsman Mick Hunt. The covers are on. He can't prepare the wicket as he would have liked, so we wait to see how it turns out tomorrow morning. Nick Compton's still with me. Nick, good to see you again. Thanks again for your time.
Tim.
We talked about players going through their own routines, batting practice is underway. I'd like to talk about Moeen Ali, actually. I mean, obviously a force down the order. He's England's main man as the spinner. I mean, how do you regard his role in this England side?
Well, Moeen Ali for a long time is a batter. He's a batter who can bowl, and he's become a very good bowler, but I still think that's his primary role. And, you know, as an Australian team, to have him coming in at number 8, I mean, it's quite ominous, isn't it? He's a free-flowing. I think he very much complements the attacking style that England are now playing, and the way he played at Cardiff was fantastic. And if he can keep that going, you know, along with Jos Buttler, the likes of Joe Root, who's playing so well at the moment, I think it's really formidable for Australia.
Yeah, we can just step out. He's just preparing to have a net himself. He didn't actually net at all yesterday. He had a really sort of quiet day. That comes back to almost routine in the build-up to a test match that you're talking about. Obviously today, this is where he really wants to sort of step things up a bit. Yeah,
well, Moeen's a very relaxed character. He's a great guy. He's a very easygoing individual. And I think with his cricket, he takes the same approach. He's not someone who will over-practice, who will think about it too much. He very much stands still and he plays on instinct. And that's what's it's so great to watch about him, because he takes the bowling on, and he's not really someone to overcomplicate things. And I think that's the same approach he takes here. I think with his bowling, it's been very interesting to watch how the Australians have gone about playing him. You know, Moeen, by his own admission, would say that he's a batter who bowls. And I think that sometimes when you're facing that, it's all very well being nice and aggressive against someone like him, but you almost feel as a batter, you don't mind if Moeen's bowling, because I'd rather face Moeen in English conditions than face the likes of Anderson abroad. So, you know, perhaps something for Australia to think about there, but I think the more that they keep attacking him, I think the more that you're bringing him into the game.
Yeah, he's in the net there with Alastair Cook, who's come out of the first test match with high praise over his captaincy. Good field placings that led to wickets. Alastair Cook must be on a real high himself after obviously a really difficult year.
Definitely. It's normally his captaincy which gets criticised, and he's so good at doing the run scoring, whereas at Cardiff he was probably a little bit light on the runs, but the captaincy went well. And I think that gives you a nice foil, doesn't it, as a captain? You know, if one aspect of your game's not going too well, you've always got a chance to bring it back. And I think he'll take a lot of confidence from that, having, you know, received previous criticism. I think for him, though, again, Lord's a wicket that he enjoys, a place he scored a lot of runs. And as an opening batsman, it's always vital here that you can get yourself and the team through the first hour, because at Lord's it's a real test of technique early on. The ball does a little bit more, and he'll want to get into the runs.
Trevor Bayliss typically is standing at the back in his new white hat. He's not getting too involved. He'll side up to players, but we can see again there his style is just watching training. Do you think there's been a Trevor Bayliss effect already on this England side?
Without doubt. You've got a lot of senior players here. You don't get to international arena without knowing your game, without knowing what it is you need to do to get yourself ready. And I think sometimes as a coach, you almost need to take that intensity away from the players. You know, Alastair Cook, you know, Gary Ballance, these players, they've got their own routines and their own setup. Trevor will be making sure that everything's together, that players have got what they need. But outside of that, I think his calming and mature and sort of older head, wiser head has really made an effect.
That's quite a nice shot we're seeing now. He's literally having a chat to Darren Lehmann, who's just turned up. These two go back a long way, and well, Darren Lehmann says he admires his technique, so that's quite interesting. Seeing the two coaches just having a quick chat there, two Aussies together.
Yeah, no doubt, swapping a few stories, not passing over too many inside track, I'm sure. But, you know, they've both played a lot of cricket and will know each other well.
Good morning, Darren. How you doing? Good to see you. Yeah. So there we go. Darren Lehmann and Trevor have had a quick chat. But the mindset, Nick, obviously England 1-0 up. We talked about that psychological boost that they'll have. How confident do you think they'll be of winning here at Lord's? Patchy record here. Australia, down the years, have had the better record here.
They have, and it tends to bring out the best from the overseas teams. You know, it's not often you get to play at Lords, and for some of the players, they'll want to get their name on the honours board. But likewise for the England players, to come to Lords is a massive day. It's a big week. There's a big setup. There's lots of media engagements. It's an Ashes Test match. I don't think you need to give any players any more excuse to get up for this game. So, you know, I think England come in here with a lot of confidence. It is a 5-match Test series, Tim, and you don't want to get too far ahead of yourself. Things that work for you at Cardiff, it's a great start. Can you repeat those? There are going to be some ups and downs, and as Alistair Cook said in his recent press conference, there are going to be times where Australia really put England under the pump. But I think they've shown in the last couple of months that they have the resilience and the players to come out of those situations.
Nick, thanks a lot indeed for your time. I'm being intrigued to hear about the slope from you as someone who bats here quite regularly. We'll bring that later on, how the slope is a big factor here at Lords. But at the moment, England's final preparations for the Test match very much underway.